location today. I'll save it. I won't give away all the information just yet, but it's really great to have you here. If you have any questions or comments throughout our conversation today, please feel free to type them in the chat box. That is open for you at any time, and we'll make sure to ask those questions to our phenomenal speakers today. But again, great to see everybody. Good morning, Kimberly, Lorraine, Margaret, Evelyn. It's fantastic to have you guys all here. Hey, Lee, I like that background. Very nice background. Very cool. Like the
Thank
energy
you.
there. All right, guys. So without further ado, out of respect for your time and our speakers, we will start things up here. Again, if you just joined in, feel free, just like Evelyn did right there, to type any questions or comments you have in the chat. And we really will keep an eye on those and make sure to ask our speakers. So I do want to welcome you all in to another fantastic Global Broker session. We're going to have a really value packed hour and session for you coming up here. Before we jump into all of that, I did want to take a moment to thank Denise Talboy and recognize her. She's our Vice President of Global Relocation and Corporate Services. And she's awesome. I mean, if you've never worked with Denise and her team, I was talking to people over the weekend saying you've got to just reach out to them. You'll see how professional they are. But Denise does an amazing job connecting all of us, all 4,000 plus associates, with other real estate professionals around the world. It's not like just around the city or around the state, around the world. And that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And somehow she finds time to coordinate and host these global broker sessions. And really, is just an all around amazing person. So, Denise, thank you so much for being here. And I wanted to hand it over to you. And if you could, let us know, who do we have that we're having a nice conversation with today?
Well, first of all, I know these work because we just won at the Leading RE conference the top global award for sent and closed outgoing referrals worldwide. So I know these work. So we'll likely continue to do them. We love highlighting different areas around the world. And I hope it's appropriate for me to say this, my friends in France, but we have a very sexy city to highlight. And we're super excited to learn more about it. They cover parts of Paris. And this is welcome Beata and Olivier Crehange. Did I say that right? Or did I mess it up
Almost,
too much? Was
almost.
close enough?
Yeah,
Crehange.
almost, almost. Yeah.
Billy told me to say it that way. Uh, so welcome to our Kai's family. And we have realtors from both the east and the west coast of Florida wanting to learn about your market. So please take it on, and we look forward to learning more about your market.
Okay.
So, hello everybody.
Thank you
We
very
can
much for
see
the
everybody,
introduction.
so it's better like this. Okay, so we will present you our market in France. Our agency, our place is near to Paris, the area called Saint-Germain-en-Laye. And so we want to tell you a little bit more about Saint-Germain-en-Laye, and maybe we can work together one day when you have some clients. So maybe
Absolutely.
we can share our
Screen.
screen.
Yep.
Absolutely. And while they share their screen, for anybody just joining us, welcome in. We have a really, as Denise said, a sexy city to cover today. So we're excited for it. And we'll just get the technology up here and share screen. Beautiful. We can see it perfectly. So back to you.
Okay. Okay. So it works. It's a good start. So welcome to Saint-Germain-en-Laye, as we say in French. And okay, it's not an easy word to say in English, but so it's a city we are in the west suburbs of Paris, and we would like to give you more information about this city and about the way to buy a property in France. So. Saint-Germain-en-Laye, it's a city that has been very famous, and it's a city where the king were born before Versailles, because I guess that everybody knows Versailles and the castle of Versailles, but Versailles has been built by Louis XIV, and before Louis XIV, during 2 centuries, the king were born in Saint-Germain-en-Laye. Uh, it's a really a mixed city, so it's 20 minutes from Paris, but we are in a city which is like we wrote a balance between life and nature. 3/4 of the area in Saint-Germain-en-Laye is a forest. So you
Wow.
have a small town, but you have a lot of forests, a lot of nature, and it's true for the west suburbs of Paris, which are most liked for the nature side. I hope my French accent won't destroy everything I said, but I'm doing my best.
Doing a great job.
Okay, thank you. So it's not a big city because it's not more than it's around 47,000 residents, and but there is a lot of activity, students activity, because we have something like 20,000 children and students in the city, and we also have more than around 800 shops. So there is a really active downtown where you can do some shopping, when you can study, and a lot of city around Saint-Germain-en-Laye are coming to Saint-Germain to live because there is a lot of activity. And it's really what you have to keep in mind. It's a real balance between nature and city life. Um, oh. Okay, so the location, because it's good to say that we are somewhere, but if you can't see it, comparing to Paris, so we are on the west of Paris at 20 kilometers. You can see Versailles because most of you know Versailles. It's more famous. And you have the what is written RER. It's our subway, what we call it's a kind of subway. So in 20 minutes, you can be in the center of Paris. And you can also be in La Défense, which is the biggest business center in Europe. So it's really convenient to live in Paris, to live in Saint-Germain, sorry, and to work in Paris. Mm, okay. Saint-Germain is also famous for all the international school. Um, is that the reason why we have a lot of international clients working in Saint-Germain-en-Laye, a lot of US citizens, a lot of English, because we have a lot of international school. In Saint-Germain-en-Laye, the most famous is called Lycée International. So lycée is the French word for high school. And but what is strange, it's called Lycée International, but it starts at 3 years old and it will end at high school diploma. So you can do all the children can do all the scholarship, the first part of the scholarship before higher study in Saint-Germain-en-Laye in this part. Lycée International help to have all this international life in Saint-Germain-en-Laye because as you can see on the bottom of the slide, there is 14 international sections. So it goes from American, British, German, Dutch, Danish, Italian, Japanese, and so on. So that make a real mix of residents inside the city. You can hear all kind of language in Saint-Germain-en-Laye because there is all kind of nationality, which make a mix which is really interesting. Sorry. um, okay. So what is important is what are the buyer who comes to Saint-Germain-en-Laye. Most of the buyer who are international are executive who work in La Défense, who we have to be relocated in Paris, and who are looking for something with I don't want to be in a flat, I don't want to be in the city rush of Paris, I don't want to have a small apartment. I'm more looking for a nice house, nice property with a garden, with a place for my children. So it's a lot of families, a lot of executives, and we also have a lot of people who are starting to live in Paris, but after 1 or 2 years feel that there is too much pressure, not enough nature, and think that they want to be close to Paris, or a little bit, let's say, go away from Paris, but not going too far. So they come to Saint-Germain-en-Laye or all the small cities around to find a kind of balance. Um, for most of them, yeah, no, je vais revenir là. For most of them, it's also a nice point because the children will go to school in Saint-Germain-en-Laye International School, so they will be in a nice environment to live, to grow, and the parents will go to Paris to work. So you can really find this balance between I want my children to have the best, to be in really nice environment, and I still can go to Paris really easily to work and to live my life and make a career. Our agency, it's you can see a small picture of the agency, has been created 11 years ago now by my wife and me. We are in the heart of the city in a street where there is a lot of shops. We have a certain specificity because we are working in real estate, but we also have are known for art because we are organizing a lot of exhibition opening in the agency. So 3 or 4 times a year we are making some exhibition opening with we are some artists who are exposing their painting or photography or whatever. And we are welcoming our client to come to see the new exhibition, to have a little bit of champagne and to enjoy. So We really would like, we really love to work on this part as well. And we are now really known for that in Saint-Germain-en-Laye and around. And we have a lot of artists who are coming to the agency to say, okay, maybe I can use you all to present my work. So it's another way of maintaining some contact with the customer as well, with the
Yeah,
client.
we don't ask the money from the artist when they sell. We are really happy for them, and but it gives us the possibility to invite all of our clients. So we send a lot of emails to invite them. So and it helps us to that the people know us.
Yeah.
In around and also there is a lot of people they come from Paris to our exhibition.
And it's a nice way to meet our client and not to ask if they have a new project or not in a business way. We are meeting them in a way which is much more informal. It's out of business, but we still make some connection. So it's really important for us. Our main business in the agency is really like premium market because we have the average house in around Saint-Germain-en-Laye, or the price of the average house we are proposing is around 1.5 million euro. I didn't make the conversion in dollars, but it's easy to make. In all the cities around, when we are looking for a nice house, yeah, it's a price. It's beneath 1 million euro. It's quite difficult. It can go above 4, even 5 or 6 million euros. So there's a lot of nice property, old mansion, and so it's yeah, there is a nice some nice product over there. Of course, but I think I'm sure that we are perfectly aligned with Case. It's high-end service quality, so it's service above all. We are here for our customer, we are here for our client, and we try to do our job as yeah as best as we can. Um, so this is a team. So you can see a little bit of the team. So we are now 8. Malika is our office manager, I call it like that. And we are Cecile and Tatiana, are the newbies. And the other one, Françoise, Nathalie, Pascaline are working with us for a lot of year. And we also have some support with our 2 dogs, Era and Jedi, that we have to mention as well. We are a part of the team and some of the picture of the agency as well.
And we work with them. Sometimes we
Yeah,
go to make the visit with the dogs, and the people are really very happy.
I bet they're thrilled.
yeah. Because it's 2 border collies, the mother and her
Daughter.
daughter, and yeah, they are always with us, working with us, going with
I
us on
love that.
visits everywhere. Um, okay, this is a little bit more technical. So I will try to okay. Um, we wanted to present the difference between the French and the US market when we try to sell a house, because when you do referral, most of the time you are expecting the same kind of a timeline that in France that in your country. So the best way was to compare the two process to sell a house, because it's a little bit more it's different in France. First of all, the mandate framework. You correct me if I'm wrong, but most of the time the mandate are in United States are exclusive. In France, exclusive is it's really difficult. It's not even 20% of the mandate that are given by the client. It's really not the way people see it is it's not good. The market structure is also really different because if I'm not wrong, you have the centralized MLS system, which means that you put all the leads you have or the product in one base. For us, it's totally decentralized. So each agency has its own product, and there is no centralization at all. And so there is a lot of competition between the different agency because we don't have the system where there is one agent for the seller, one for the buyer. The seller can choose between 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, whatever he wants, number of agency to commercialize his product. So the competition is fierce. So the reason why it's not a single party representation, but it's multi-party. And the fee are also different because if I'm not wrong, in the United States, you have one part is paid by the seller, one part is paid by by the buyer. In France, it's one or the other. So everything is paid by the buyer or everything is paid by the seller. Um, then you have a high level of transparency for the price. We don't have that much transparency. We have now the state has opened a database 2 or 3 years ago where we can find some information, but it's still really difficult to find information. And a lot of agencies here are working on off market, so they are not saying that they are good to sell, but it's more to please the client than to be really effective off market. I don't know if you have some question about this slide because it's a little bit technical. Do not hesitate, but it's really really different. Oops, look. Then, when you buy a house in France, if you have a US citizen, there is no restriction, there is no additional tax. You really will have the same right, the same property right as French buyers. But during the process of buying, there is a difference with something we call frais de notaire or notary fees. So the notary, as we wrote, is somebody who will secure the transaction and look for everything, where the funds are coming from. But this fund, it's the name notary fees is not really a good one. It's a little bit like an abuse of language because most of the notary fees are not for the notary. It's for the state, for the city, and the notary will get only not even 1% of these fees. But it's the way people call it. And the cost of this notary fee are typically it's between 7 and 8% of the purchase when you buy an existing property, and 2 or 3% when it's a new property. So the timeline should be also, I don't know the timeline in the US to be honest, but the timeline can be also a little bit different. So when you put a house on the market, you have all the marketing. Then you have you have an offer. If buyer and seller agree, it can take between 3 weeks and 1 month to see with the notary and to sign what we call compromis de vente, which has been translated in sale agreement. And during this time between the sale agreement and the final deed, so where the buyer the buyer will own the house, we have a period of time of average of 3 months. 2 months because the town hall has to make some verification and it can be shorter. So it's almost never shorter than 2 months. It can happen, but and it can be way above 3 months. But the average time of buying a property in France is 3 months after the sale agreement. So let's say in total it can be 4 or 5 months. For the finance, it's also important if you want to buy a house in France. So you can obtain financing in France. The main difficulty the US citizen will have will be with the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act, FATCA, because a lot of French bank doesn't want to lend to US clients because it's too complicated. I don't know if you know what is this FATCA. It's that the fact that the bank has to declare to the IRS all the activity of a US citizen in his country. So most of the time, the banks say we won't lend money to US citizens. So we have few banks that lend money, but it's always, always, always very complicated. Even if in theory there is no problem to lend some money. So they also ask for a down payment, which is most of the time higher than for a French citizen. So usually it's 30 to 40% of down payment, which so we see that most of US buyers who buys in France most of the time have the money. So they don't lend money. They have money on an account. They have money because they sold their house. But they have the money. And it makes transactions simpler and faster. And it's also easier when the money goes from an American bank to a European bank because for the transfer, it's always much more easier for all the control that the notary has to make. So, how can we work together? This is important. So, if you hear, sorry, about a client who are looking for buy or sell a house in our area, let's say that our area is not only Saint-Germain-en-Laye, it's much more wider than Saint-Germain-en-Laye. We are working in a lot of cities around Saint-Germain-en-Laye, in the radius which is around 10 kilometers around Saint-Germain-en-Laye. Of course, we can also, because we are not far from Paris, assist any of your clients if they want to sell real estate in Paris. I wrote that we won't be able to assist them if they want to buy in Paris because we are not specialized in Paris. So if they want to buy, we want to have a lot of product to show them. And because there is a fierce competition, as we said before, it will be difficult to be effective. And if we have to do business together, what we want to do is to be effective and to do good to do a good business that you are happy with the referral you can send us. So if they want to sell real estate, no problem. If they want to buy in Paris downtown, no. But if they want to buy in the west suburb of Paris, let's go. You have to keep in mind that the selling process is slower and much more competitive. It means that it will take some time. The price will have a huge impact, but I think it's the same everywhere. But everything is slower. So if you give us a referral for a house which is in the countryside of Saint-Germain-en-Laye and it's a really low market, it can take some time, and it can also it can have some time before there is only one single visit. So you just have to keep in mind that it's slower than in the United States. Of course, if you send a referral, we guarantee reactivity. We will answer to all your questions at the moment we receive it. Of course, we will have the transparency. So if we are not able to complete the task, if it's too far, if it's not it's not in the market we know, we will tell you, okay, for this one we won't follow because we prefer to say no than to do bad business. And of course, we will provide high-end quality service to your client.
That's great. We have three questions that came up, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Okay. The first question is, I may need to do a weekend trip to this gorgeous location. How far from the international airport is it?
It's from
40 kilometers.
yeah, 40 kilometers. You have two international airports in Paris. It's
Okay.
if Paris is like a circle, it's in the north and south of Paris, and we are in the west. But
Okay.
anyway, there is always like a kind of subway to bring you from the airport to Saint-Germain.
Okay,
Whatever.
perfect.
But if you go from the US, it will be on the north of Paris. It will be in Roissy.
Mhm.
And in Roissy, Charles de Gaulle, it's 40 kilometers by car. There is a highway which is at 3 kilometers from Saint-Germain-en-Laye. We go directly to Roissy, or you can take the train. It will be I don't know 45 minutes or 1 hour max
Yeah, one
at
hour
a
I
maximum.
Oh,
think.
not bad
So
at all.
it's not very difficult, but if there is no traffic jam, you are here in like 25, 30 minutes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, but there is a lot of traffic
Yeah,
jam.
yeah,
So
yeah.
during the day, maybe if you come during the night, no problem. In 20
There you
minutes,
go.
you're here.
Yeah,
There you go.
the if is very important. If there is
Yes, yeah, that's what matters. Okay, so we have a few other questions if you don't mind. So, one of them is, can you purchase a property and only use it once in a while? I understand there are some laws regarding that.
in Paris, yeah, in Saint-Germain-en-Laye, no. Yeah,
Mm,
there is a law. I have to check because there is a law for vacancy, but I think it's for French citizen. I'm not sure that for foreign
okay.
citizens the case. And in Paris, they are chasing now the house like that because Paris start to be full of empty buildings. So, but
Right.
I don't think in Saint-Germain-en-Laye the case. But we can investigate on that. But I think it won't be any problem.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. And then another question that we have two additional that came in is, can you buy an investment property and use it with Airbnb?
Yes, in Saint-Germain-en-Laye, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. In Saint-Germain, yes, because we have some clients who are doing Airbnb
Yeah,
in
no,
Saint-Germain.
we are working with the clients. They bought a house here and they left, and now we are working with them to make an Airbnb in
Oh,
their
great.
house. Yeah,
Great. Okay. Okay. That's great to know. Thank you. I said we have two more questions, but we just got three more. So they keep coming in, which is a good
Oh,
sign.
no
very
problem.
Uh,
good.
With
okay.
pleasure.
So could you please explain further the role of the notary? This person said, I think they act more like our lawyers here in the United States. Is that
Yeah,
Yeah,
true?
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
we don't have lawyer
It's an
for
official, I mean, it's a man of law, and we will represent the state, notary, and his role is for everything about comment on dit, héritage, no?
heritage.
When somebody die and to transmit
Oh, yes. Yes.
all his possession to their children.
Inheritance. Yes.
Inheritance. It can be for buying or selling a house. It can be, but it's compulsory in France. So the notary is an officer of law, but which is not, he is not a lawyer because there is no problem. The lawyer in France is more when you have you want that somebody respect your right. So you have a
Hmm.
conflict with somebody and you want somebody to represent you and to cover you with law to say, okay, you have to do that. The notary is not for that. It's he has to sign some act, and it's when you buy a property, it's an act which will be written by the notary.
And
Okay,
everything
great.
goes through the notary when you want to buy, to sell. It's
Okay.
like this in France.
But
Yeah.
it's really like when we say notary fees, like we wrote, huh? The notary fees for existing property are 7 or 8%, 8%, but
Okay.
only I don't know, 0.6 or 0.8% goes to the notary. The other one
Oh,
is
wow.
only taxes from the state, taxes from the town, taxes, taxes, taxes. That's
Wow.
big.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for that. Okay, so another question that we had. We're getting a lot of great questions here. So, can you take buyer referrals, and are you restricted to show your own listings, or do you have access to other realtors' listings? Most brokers in Europe can only show their own listing.
It's a tricky question. We can take buyer
Sorry.
referral. We can take buyer referral without any problem. We can show other listing, but it's kind of another job. I mean, in priority, we will show our own listing, but we already did some research for some clients who said, "I will send you all the listing that I would like to see, and you will represent me, and you will organize everything, and so I will go through you." The only problem we can have is that some agency want to work with other agencies and some other doesn't want at all.
Mm,
So you can call an agency and say, I'm interested by your listing. I have my own client. I will bring the client and they can say, okay, we don't work with other agency. So that's the main problem.
that makes sense. Okay.
But
Uh,
sometimes they work with the other agencies. So sometimes we like to help, especially the American clients, but not every time, and we cannot show everything they want.
Sure, that makes sense. Okay, thank you for that. This question as well, I think it's coming more so from an investor standpoint, asking about the current political situation, kind of what's happening around the world geopolitically and different conflicts. How are people feeling about the political situation in your area of France? Are people pretty calm? I know it's a tough question, but
Yeah,
It's tough because we don't have, I don't, we can, the market, the real estate market has been quite calm for the last 3 years because the political situation, social situation
sure.
was not good, and France is has a political situation which is very complicated for the moment because we will have the presidential election next year,
Okay,
and it will be a major change because for the moment it's like the political are nobody knows
chaos.
what is coming, and some
sure.
people say it will be the extreme right, some people the extreme left, and when you have money and a big house, it's not the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and when we say extreme left in France, it's something much more extreme than in the US, huh? Because
Okay.
the left wing in the US is the light side of the right wing in France, but we have a
Okay.
real left wing here. Uh,
Sure.
so yes, there is an impact. Of course, there is an impact, but
Sure.
I think it's it's starting again this year. We noticed that the market is a little bit more active. That
Hmm.
now this spring we have a lot more of movement, so we
Yeah.
think it's getting better.
Okay.
So we hope that the international situation won't freeze this
Progress per se.
yeah, this new progress. Yeah, sorry.
Right, right. No, that's okay. It's great. That makes sense. Thank you for answering that. Okay, so this next one, it has two questions baked into one. So I'll ask you one question at a time. The first is, are there any major tax consequences associated with purchasing a property in your location?
Qu'est-ce qu'on a intéressé? We have
Peut-être la
la...
plus-value, mais ça c'est après.
Non, c'est après.
Yes.
When you purchase a property, all the
Yes.
taxes are on the notary fee.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Each year you will have a tax which is called taxe foncière. You will have to pay to et taxe d'habitation aussi, si c'est-
Yeah, so you pay in the beginning,
Ah, okay.
notary fees like 7.5 or 8%.
Okay.
So this is that's all, and then each year you will pay. It depends of the place you are. You will pay like between for a big house between 3 and 4,000
Hmm.
the taxes each year. Uh, that's all. And then if it is your secondary residence, you will pay additional tax, which is double of the first one. So
Okay.
if you pay 4,000, it will be like 4 or 5,000 more. Otherwise, if it's your residence, your main residence, you will pay only this tax.
Yeah, you have much
Okay.
more taxes if it's a secondary house. If it's your principal residence, you only have to pay each year. It's called taxe foncière, which is yeah between 2 and 4,000 euro, let's say. But if it's a secondary house, then you have to pay in addition the taxe d'habitation. And
Uh-huh.
then if you the day you sell the house, depending on the amount of time you own the house, you will also have to pay some taxes.
Sure.
If
That
it's
makes
more than
sense.
22 years, you won't pay taxes, and the taxes are only on the value added
Okay.
between the buying price and selling price. If
Right.
it's your main house, your principal residence, you won't pay these taxes, added value.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so more tax advantages when it's a primary residence. If it's a secondary home, you're paying more taxes when you go to
Yeah.
Yeah.
sell it. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, great breakdown. Thank you for that. The second part of this person's question is, are vacation rentals popular in your area? And you just discussed this as well, but are there major tax implications with vacation rental properties?
A vacation rental, yeah, yes, yes. Like when you mean vacation rental, like Airbnb.
Correct.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
short term.
Yeah. So yeah, we have a lot of. If you look on Airbnb, you will see there is a lot yes, there is a big offer on Saint-Germain-en-Laye, and we know a lot of people who are doing Airbnb. Some of them have a small house in their garden. They want to just to make some money, so they put it on
Sure.
Airbnb. So
But it's not that much in Saint-Germain-en-Laye.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, no, I say that because there is a lot of clients, especially the clients that come here to buy a house, and in the
Sure.
meantime, they want to find
Ah,
something to live for 1, 2, or 3 months. It depends if they have to renovate the house,
right.
and it's not easy to find something for a long period, like 1 to 3 months.
Interesting. So it really depends on what
Around
you're looking for.
Saint-Germain-en-Laye, of course, because in Paris you can find easily.
Sure, that makes sense. Okay, that's great insight. Thank you for that. This next question is, are there squatter prevention laws?
Yeah, it's new.
Okay,
Now it there was a squatter prevention law was really light until I don't know 3 or 4 months ago when they make it much more fierce, and it's good because before it could take some 1 year, 2 year because the time of the justice to treat the file it was so long that it was really incredible and really really bad. Now
yeah,
they say that they can make it in it's called référé. So when a squat is detected, the judgment is immediate. So
okay,
they accelerate really the anti-law,
Procedure.
anti-squat law, and the procedure is much more easy now.
okay. That makes sense. That's good insight. Thank you for that. Someone else, they had more so of a comment, not a question, but it said, looks like a notary is like a closing agent that does everything. So again, more so a comment there. The next question here is, I'm currently in Spain and there is a 10 tax associated with a new purchase. Is that the same in France?
No, there
No.
is no tender. And what surprised me is that we know a little bit about the Spanish market, and I don't. There is not that much tax when you buy a secondary house
Okay,
in Spain. You pay taxes. There is a kind of notary as well, but his role is much more lighter than in France,
sure.
and there is no security of the transaction. I mean, when you buy something in Spain, you have to check for everything because you don't have guarantee that you have in France. In France, you will have all the diagnosis, you have everything that has been checked, so the buyer doesn't take any risk.
Okay.
But for the taxes later, for me in Spain, there is also only which is what is called EB, which is the same that are what we said tax foncière. But so
Mm,
no, there is no 10 taxes.
no 10% taxes. Okay, that makes sense.
Ah,
Uh,
10%. I
10, yeah,
didn't
because
hear.
they clarified afterwards as well. So 10% taxes. But I understand what you're saying as well. So if you
Yeah.
want to expand on the 10%, you're welcome to as well.
With 10% tax. Ah, yeah, taxes
Yeah,
are
on the it's but
exorbitant. Yeah.
it's the equivalent of notary fee.
Right, exactly. That's what I
But
was
it's not
thinking when you were
10%.
explaining.
It depends on the area. On certain area it will be around 7%. On the other it will be 8. But for
Okay.
existing property, like we wrote, and for new property, it's between 2 and 3%.
Got it. That makes sense. Okay, thank you for that. And then one other question about taxes. Obviously, taxes are a very hot topic today.
Yeah.
Someone had asked when you were explaining, for an example, if it's a larger property and it's a primary residence, you may be paying 4 to 5 thousand. I was
Uh-huh.
going to say dollars, but 4 to 5 thousand on that per year. It would double or so if it was a secondary residence. Is there a specific percentage that those taxes are based off of? Does it depend
Yes.
on price? Okay, could you walk us through that a little bit?
Uh,
Depend, yes, but there is not a specific percentage. Never, nobody knows exactly.
Yeah.
Well, no,
w-
you know why you pay, but you
you
cannot
you
calculate
receive
it.
you receive from the state
Ah, okay.
all the when it's tax foncière, so the one for primary resident and secondary as well, you receive from the state like a huge paper with all the taxes that are applied and all the percentage. But it's really difficult to calculate anyway.
Yeah, because it depends if the plot is big. It depends even how many bathrooms you have. So
Ah, okay.
it's a big subject.
Yeah.
So it depends of a lot of things. So they calculated it for you. And
Okay.
for
Okay.
the small apartments, you have the tax like for example, for now I have a small apartment like 60 square meters, and
Okay.
the taxes are 960. But
Ah,
generally, we work with the big houses, so it's like three,
sure.
four until 5,000.
If the question was to know if it's difficult to calculate the tax to pay it, don't worry, they will calculate for you and they will take it
Okay.
directly on your bank account. It's magic. For taxes, we are really good.
To get credit, it goes like that.
I like that. For taxes, we are really good.
Yeah.
That- That's great. That's great. Okay, well, those are the questions that we have as of now. So back to you both.
Okay, but we were almost at the end. So
Okay.
uh, to end, we just put, yeah, let's keep in touch. We have all our mail phone number. You can contact us on WhatsApp, by mail. You can follow us on the social media. Do not hesitate. We are here to help you if you have, and if you have any question, even after the meeting, if something, yeah, ring a bell suddenly, do not hesitate to contact us directly. We'll be happy to answer.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And as always, as well, for anybody watching or listening too, a really efficient way to do this is to connect with Denise Talboy and her team. They do an amazing job connecting you with these
Wow.
brokerages and our partners and making it seamless. Now, as others think about their final questions, I have a very hard question for you both.
Wow.
What is your favorite and what you believe is the best local restaurant in your area?
Mhm.
I just know. It's a hard one.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, this is a hard one.
because
I know.
I don't even know if we agree.
Yeah, yeah, we don't hit the same. He eats a lot
From
of
from
No,
both of you, what do you think? We
but
can take a few restaurants. That's okay.
yeah, but it's around Saint-Germain-en-Laye. We'll have, yeah, well, it depends on what you want to eat because there is a lot of
Uh,
offer.
so we have the restaurants which for example, on the island where it's a small island on the Seine,
River,
Seine,
the
yeah,
river Seine.
the river Seine,
okay.
which we love really. This is a restaurant Impressionist of the
Oh,
Impressionist artist.
Okay.
So it's really a good one and nice, but for the good food we go usually near to Paris in Boulogne. You
yeah,
know,
the Camille Boulogne, Paris. There is a lot of offer in restaurant. The island Beata is talking about, it's l'île des Impressionnistes. So it's where there is
Mm.
a famous painting of
Renoir.
Renoir, which is called Maison Fournaise, where they are taking a lunch on a terrace near the
Oh,
Seine,
wow.
and it's the terrace where it has been painted. So it's called
Wow.
l'île des Impressionnistes. So if you want to walk on the step of Renoir and all the Impressionist movement, you can just go to eat there. It's really beautiful, and you see you're
Wow.
in front of the Seine. It's really nice to eat there.
And in
That's
Saint-Germain-en-Laye,
beautiful.
there is a lot. There is a lot of restaurants, the small restaurants, not a big one. We don't have a big one.
No, but
Yeah, we have the restaurants of Henri IV.
yeah, there is a
Uh,
famous hotel in Saint-Germain-en-Laye which is called Pavillon Henri IV. And in this hotel, it has been built. So as you can see on the picture on the first slide, we have a castle, but before there were two castles. There is one
Okay.
called the new one or the old one. One burned, so it's not there.
Oh,
But
wow.
in Pavillon Henri IV, there is the place where Louis XIV was born still.
Wow.
And it's in front of a small hill, so you have a view from Saint-Germain-en-Laye
to Paris.
until Paris. You can see until
And
Wow.
Paris,
yeah,
and it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see.
Wow.
And
and nice to
the food is okay, and it's nice to eat.
and
And
there's a photo.
when it's a little bit more, when it's a little bit warmer, you have a terrace, and it's beautiful to eat there as well.
Wow. Wow. I'm
And
ready to pack my bags. Sounds great.
Yeah.
if you come to Paris or near, just yeah, let us know so
Okay.
we can drive you a little bit everywhere. It would
Oh,
be a
thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, is there
If,
anything that, oh, go ahead, Denise.
yeah, if I can say that because we coordinate a lot of visits from our agents. We just did one in Uruguay where they have a specific date in mind. They let me know, we'll coordinate a visit, and then all I ask is a picture in front of their logo so we can promote not only the agent but Kai's and of course our partner broker. So reach out to me if you have a planned visit.
I love that. I love that.
Perfect.
And for both of you, if you were to leave us all with one final takeaway, one golden piece of advice or information when thinking about France, your area, educating customers or investors, what would that final piece of information and value be?
Yeah. Uh, I think I don't know if I'm right about the idea, but I think it's important to just keep in mind that you have when you think about France, about Paris. So you have Paris, you have our area of Paris. Yeah, yeah, there are three interesting places like Paris, if you want to invest. If you want to live, of course, everywhere is okay. But in Paris, if you really want to invest in the small or big apartment or something else, Saint-Germain-en-Laye, which is most for the families and
Mm,
the people they want to give a very good education to their children and to work in Paris. And then you have Versailles. We work quite a lot in Versailles, and this is really a completely different Catholic area, which you have a lot of families go to school, but not so much foreign families. So there are three places very interesting, but each of them is different. So that's where we
that's
are.
wonderful. That's wonderful. That's a great description. That's fantastic. Well, thank you both so much. You can see from all the questions and all the engagement we got, this is absolutely an area of the world that our associates are very much interested in. One of our associates actually said they're going to be there for a month in the summer. And so Denise is going to
Yeah,
connect with them and
I'll be in touch,
help
Olivier
coordinate that.
and Beata.
of course.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Denise, in closing, is there anything you'd like to say for our fantastic speakers here today?
No, this was fun, and really, it's one of those locations that I definitely want to try and schedule a visit myself. But thank you very
Yes,
much for putting this together and for presenting it to our team. We absolutely loved having you.
Okay.
Thank you
absolutely.
very
Thank you very
much.
much. Thank you
And
for
we hope to
everything.
see you
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and we will see you all next week on our next session. Until then, stay safe, stay productive, and have a wonderful week. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Thanks.